Alright guys, what is up? This is Homie from Dota Coach, and in this video I'm going to show you all the stacks for Dire side. In the last video I showed you all the stacks for Radiant side, so naturally in this video we're going to do Dire, right? If you haven't watched the video about Radiant yet, I suggest you to do that, because in this video I gave a little bit of a guide on how to stack as well. But let's get going here, right? This is the image for the stacks for Dire side. I got a link for you in the description about this, so you can pull it up on your second monitor or whatever. So just to recap here, if I put a T after the timer, that means you have to cut trees for this to work. And of course, if you have an E or an L, that means that the stack is quite accurate and it can be messed up. So starting with the Radiant medium camp right here. If we take a look at this, it's pretty obvious where you want to stack this. You really want to stack it up this way. There's no reason to stack it any other way, because you can see the spawn box goes quite far in this direction. As we can see, I put the timer next to the, in the video. So attack at 54 and run this way. And there you go, you have a huge window where you can stack. And so a little side note about my stacks, this is always the perfect timing. So if I put 54, then that means the creeps will be super far away when it's stacking. In this particular case, as you saw, the first stack here is quite easy, so you could also attack at like 53 or like 55, but 54 is a perfect time. Alright, let's do the third stack. Attack at 53. As you can see again, 53 is like the perfect timing, and the creeps will be super far away if you hit at 53. Alright, so fourth stack, again 53. And there we go. You can see it got a little bit tighter here, but we can actually do one more stack. So for the 5 stack you want to hit at 52. And there we go.
Here I come.
Okay, moving on to the Dire large camp here. So you want to stack this camp up this way. And we got the timer coming up, so you want to hit at 54. And as you can see, you have a gigantic window for this one. And if you take a look at the spawn box here, you will notice that there's pretty much no reason to pull it anywhere else than up this way, right? Okay, so the 3 stack, want to hit at 54 again. But as you will see, the timing is quite easy. And here we go, there's our stack. Okay, so I'm gonna do the 4 stack with a melee hero, just to show you that it's quite different. So with a melee hero I'm gonna be a little bit earlier in the 54 range, so this should work. And here we go. I mentioned this in the video before, if you're a melee hero, then yeah, it's kind of problematic, because you have to walk up to the creeps and have them aggro on you, and as you will notice, the creeps will hit me, so that kind of messes up your timing. I suggest you, if you're trying to practice your pulls, then do this with both ranged and melee heroes. But just keep in mind that melee heroes actually can not do some stacks that ranged heroes can do, just because if they walk up to the creep, they will hit them, and that will mess up some of the huge stacks. So now coming up 52, we got our 5 stack. So this one's a little bit tight, but doable. And there you go. That's all you can do for this camp as well. 6 stack is not possible. So yeah. Alright, so next up we got the Dire medium camp, number 2 right here. This camp is quite shitty for stacking, because it's quite inconsistent, and you can also only stack it 4 times. And for the 4th time you actually need to cut trees as well. So now let's check the first time here. You want it at 55. As you can see, the spawn box kind of is kind of bad in all directions, right? But I think it's best to stack it up this way here, because it's also the safest way. And I imagine you could also stack it like this. But, you know, it's a little bit tighter than before. And also another thing is, the timing for this kind of depends on your spawns. So if you get a Wraith camp here, I would actually attack a little bit earlier. This camp just kind of sucks, right? I wouldn't stack this in the game, but you know, I'm gonna show you the next stack here. Want to attack at 54. I attacked a little bit late there. Actually, I attacked at 55, but it still worked. You couldn't do another stack right now if you tried. As you can see, the creeps will not leave the spawn box. But we can get another stack if we cut some trees. So you want to cut all those trees at the side here. And this one doesn't matter too much, but and this would allow you to do a stack in this direction. This is obviously not very useful, because it's just like one stack and you have to cut trees. So attack at 54. And here we go. So this is it for this camp. Not much to do here. Okay, so now we got the dire pull camps. So again, I'm only going to show you the first stack and how to pull them for this one, because there's no reason to stack these camps. The pull here, pretty much 55 again. And with all the easy camps and pull camps, they're quite easy to stack. You know, something to keep in mind is, if you stand right here, they will still hit you. So I actually run like up in the trees here to not get hit. So once you stack this, want to hit at about 15 again to pull this. There we go, easy peasy. Next up we have the large pull camp here, and same like Radiant side, you can actually stack this and pull this at the same time. If you do this, you want to do it at again about 54, 55, and it will look something like this. You know, now that I see it, 53 is probably a good time. So hit at 53, pull it into your creeps, and you will have stacked the camp and pulled it at the same time. And this will kill the entire creep wave and help you control your lane. But you know that, of course, right? Alright, and finally we have the dire large camp here. And this is a quite interesting camp, because it can be stacked 9 times. So you can do a 9 stack here. You will have to cut trees, of course, but you know, it's quite interesting, isn't it? You could stack this camp 9 times. So I'm going to show you this now. Looking at the spawn box, you can see that it doesn't really matter where you pull it. The safest way, of course, is to pull it up here this way. So I'm going to do it the first stack now. You want it at 56. And there you go, you have your first stack. So second stack, you want it 55 late. So this can sometimes be a little bit accurate, depending on the spawn. I actually got the bad spawn, which needs you to be a little bit accurate. But yeah, as you can see, I got it. Okay, so now our 4 stack, want it at 55. Here we go. You see, this one's already a little bit tight, but it works. So now to do the further stacks, we have to cut the trees. So you want to cut all those trees right here on the south side of the camp. These trees here don't matter too much, but you can still cut them while you're at it. So yeah, now to stack this again, you want to hit it at 55. And there we go. So 6 stack, 55 again.
I'll not argue.
So the 7 stack, you want it at 55, but a little bit early, if you can. So this looks good. Yep. You see, it's already quite tight, but we can take it further than that. Now for the 8 stack, of course you want it at 55 again, but also get a little bit early. And here we go. So now we have an 8 stack here. We can see it by counting the auras. So we have 8 auras over here. So yeah, let's do the 9 stack, which you want to head at 54 but late. Ah, This might have been too late though. Oh, there we go.
Let's go.
So this is a 9 stack. You could potentially do a 10 stack, but you know, that one is then pretty hard, right? Alright, so moving on, we have a huge 9 stack here, and let's do the dire medium camp for the off lane. Let's just do the first stack.
Your top tower is under attack.
So we want to hit at 54.
Swiftly. Your bottom
And as you can
tower
see,
is
then you have a
under
huge
attack.
window for the stack. Now, so this camp is a little
Not
bit
as much.
weird because it has like a really big spawn box, but the creeps also just chase you down for a very long time. It doesn't matter too much in which direction you pull this, but I found that it's actually best to pull it straight to the right here. But a little trick, by the way, is, I'm going to show you, if you have a ward up here, you can stack this camp
Your bottom
from
tower
the
is
bottom
under
lane here.
attack.
So we want it at 54. I hit that one a little bit late, but won't matter too much.
Your-
Just keep in mind when you do this, you can actually miss attacks, right?
Let's
Like
go.
this. And so what I suggest you doing is just hit a little bit early always, so that if you miss, you can actually just hit again, right? So let's do the 4 stack. You want to hit at 53.
Attack.
You see I missed there and I just attacked again, and it should still work. There we go. The 4 stack is the last stack I would do from this direction, so pulling it down here. From then on, it actually gets easier if you pull it straight to the right here. So the 5 stack, you want it to land at 53.
Into the breach.
And here we go. Now finally we have the 6 stack, again 53.
I thought as much.
And here we go. I actually also managed to get a 7 stack on this camp while practicing, so you can see that here. But the thing is that it's actually quite unreliable, and it depends on which kind of camps you get. So if you get like a wraith camp or like 2 wraith camps, then this stack is pretty much impossible already. Okay, so now we have the ancients here. These are pretty straightforward, so let's just do the first stack at 54. You see I aim ahead at 55 there, but first stack as always is pretty easy. And so now the thing with this camp is, you can of course stack it in a lot of directions. If you look at the spawn box, then you notice that it's the easiest or the smartest way to do this is down this way, up to the shrine. So the 3 stack, you want to hit at 54 once again. And there's our stack. 4 stack, we want to hit the creeps at 53. And you see the window is still quite big, but it actually gets harder. So this stack is a little bit more accurate, and you want to hit it at 52. And here we go. And these are all the reasonable, doable stacks for this camp, so you can do 5 stacks. The 6 stack is possible too, but I don't actually get it very often when I practice, so I would just not try to go for the 6 stack, because it's just too hard. So now we have the dire mid-eye ancients. So the first stack you want to do it at 55. And there's our stack. Now obviously this camp also, you can stack it in a lot of different ways. Overall it doesn't actually really matter at all for this camp, but I would suggest that you stack it straight this way, because I found that this is the most reliable way to do it. So let us do the 3 stack. You want it at 54. There we go. Now we have a 4 stack, where we again hit at 54. This one was late, by the way. Maybe this doesn't work. But yeah, as you see, even if I had 55, it will still work. But 54 is the better time. So the 5 stack, once again, 54. And now the 6 stack is still possible, but you need to keep something in mind. If you pull the creeps this way and you kind of walk like down like this, the creeps they will split up at this stone right here, and this can mess up your stack. So when you pull this, you really want to run straight and then stay on the straight line. So the final stack, you want to do it at 53. And there we go. Alright, so these have been all the stacks for Dire side. We have now covered every single stack you can do on a Dota 2 map. And the winner is, of course, this camp right here, which you can stack 9 times. And I would say the loser is probably also on Dire side, is this camp, which you can only stack 3 times. And you need to even cut trees for it. So, I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. If you want to see more educational Dota 2 content, you can subscribe to our channel Dota Coach. But this has been it for me. I am Homie, and I see you next time.